So it has become a bit of a trend in the TF2 YouTube scene to go and try and get 1,000 kills with a weapon that you either don't like, isn't very good, or basically torture yourself and try and get 1,000 body shots with a machina. Insane stuff. And since seeing these videos, I've wanted to try and desperately get in on this action, but I never knew what it was that I could do. And after thinking about it for a long time, probably long enough that I've actually completely missed the boat on this, I've decided to use the Shortstop, and that is for a few reasons. Yes, I know it is not the most difficult weapon in the game to use, it's not quite the syringe gun, and it's not quite 1,000 body shots with a weapon that you're meant to headshot people with. But hear me out, this is probably the Scout's primary weapon that I use the least, and because of that, it is the one I really struggle with using. I don't like the way it shoots, I think it feels weird, I can never aim with it, but people tell me it is actually good once you learn to use it. So that's the goal of this 1,000 kills. Learn how to use the Shortstop and see if I actually change my mind on it by the end. There's a lot of things about this gun that I don't like and prefer the scattergun over, but I'm hoping by the end of this, I will have a lot more things about the Shortstop that I actually enjoy. I fired up my stream over at twitch.tv/spikey_mikey and got to playing. I had basically decided that day one, I was only just trying to get acquainted with the weapon, and that started off really slowly, which, to be fair, is what I expected. This was the first time in maybe a few years that I was even using this weapon, but I started to notice a couple of things straight away that was making this gun really difficult to use. First of all, I felt like I could only aim with this thing in minimal view model mode, or when my view model was completely off, and I didn't want to do that because I like playing with my view models the way they are, and I didn't want to change that just for one weapon, so I wanted to learn how to use it with my normal view model. Now, occasionally I could aim with my regular view model, but most of the time it needed changing just a little bit for me to actually concentrate on my crosshair and not on the weapon. Even a direct hit doesn't do this to me. Another thing I noticed within my first few hours of playing with this weapon is that you can't shoot this the same way you can the scattergun. It almost feels like you need to be more methodical, take slower shots but work more on the placement of those shots, something I'm very clearly not that good at yet. And that kind of revelation was quite interesting to me because you can actually shoot the Shortstop way faster than you can shoot the scattergun. But when you're doing that, you have way less time to actually place your shots. So if your aim isn't great, you shouldn't try and shoot really quick. And that was the trap I fell into a lot in the first day. Oh, and also the Shortstop has a shove, and that's very funny. It's not great, but it's very funny. So as day one was coming to a close, I learned that I really had to try and focus on how I was shooting this weapon. I needed to work a lot more on the placement of my shots rather than just clicking the button as fast as I can, hoping I hit some. So moving forward, I want to try and slow down my aim a little bit, force myself to shoot this weapon a little bit like a scattergun to start with, and then we'll see how we go from there. The good thing about this challenge that I'm doing is that there isn't anything that can reset my progress, unlike another challenge I'm working on that will come out soon. So basically for the first day, I just sat and grinded out a few hours in the game, and I ended my stream at around 3 hours 10 minutes with 262 kills. But I really can't say I enjoyed those 3 hours, which made me really worry that this challenge was just going to be me having to grind out the rest of the 750 kills or whatever it was that I needed over the next few days, and I wouldn't have fun with this gun at all. And as it turns out, I was wrong. On day 2, something really interesting happens. Like I said, I was expecting this challenge to just turn into me slogging my way through the 1,000 kills, not really learning anything, not enjoying it, and potentially scrapping this video altogether, or lying about everything I pretended to learn. But on day 2 of this challenge, it actually clicked. I'm not sure what it was or how I did it or anything like that, but I was using the Shortstop and actually doing well with it. I felt like my aim was fairly consistent. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. I was understanding the gun a lot more than I was the previous day, and most importantly of all, I was really enjoying having this weapon equipped. I might not have been getting as many kills in the time I played as I was the day before, since I had less time, but I was having a lot more fun with the Shortstop equipped, which really was the point of this challenge, and we've kind of completed it in day 2. And this is even with me using my normal view model. I didn't have to change it at all that day. I felt more confident with this weapon. I started getting used to the feel of shooting the Shortstop and the rhythm that you need to do it with, and it was just all coming together. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect with this weapon. There's still a lot I need to learn, but I was actually doing it. I was actually learning, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this. So, I mean, since we've done everything we were going to do in this video, I might just end it there. Thanks for watching. Listen, I'm kidding. We're only 2 days in and we're sitting at 411 kills after 5 hours, 10 minutes total, which not bad. Obviously, I didn't make as much progress in day 2 because I just didn't have as much time to play, but I was still kind of hoping that I could get this done in 4 days, but life is busy. And at the end of day 2, I felt as though I'd learned a lot and I was starting to figure out why people liked this weapon. So up until this point on day 2, I had decided to just use my standard scout loadout with just the scattergun swapped out, which means that until now, I hadn't unlocked the full potential of the shortstop just yet. As it turns out, there is so many good combinations that this gun fits into. The Mad Milk works well with it, sure, but there is one weapon in particular that everyone in my Twitch chat was telling me to use. It was the Criticola. I want to explain something first because the shortstop works a little bit weirdly. It actually functions a lot like a pistol when it comes to random crits. So, you know, with a rocket launcher or something like that, if you get a random critical hit, you fire one crit rocket and then the next one probably isn't a random crit unless you get 2 in a row. Whereas the pistol, once you get a random crit with it, pretty much the rest of your clip is also a random crit. And interestingly enough, that is the same way the shortstop works. So if your first bullet fired from a clip with the shortstop is a random crit, the next 3 shots after that are also going to be a random crit. And 4 shots of full crits fired super fast from a shortstop is a scary thing for a scout to be holding in his hands. And the reason the Criticola is so good is that it basically allows you to carry that kind of power in your hands every 22 seconds. So on day 3, once I hit 500 kills, it was time to start trying out the other loadouts. But eventually the time had come to unleash the beast within the shortstop, and I equipped my unique Criticola. I have owned this scattergun though for years. Like that specific one I got in 2020. But, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, well, we're just going to ignore that. That life didn't happen. Let's just drink it now. You know? I thought that was the heavy. I thought I'd been ripped apart that quick by the heavy, but it was a classic. Okay, and I died straight away. Actually, yeah, that's what happened. So it turns out that this combo of weapons is really powerful, but you really have to pick your moments to use the Criticola. It's very good and very strong, but you can't just use it whenever you want. It seems like maybe if you had really good aim, you could, but I'm not quite there yet. I definitely need more practice using the Criticola as well, because that's also just a weapon I don't really use that often. But for now, I'll keep it on and keep going. We did manage to get a few nice kills with the combination though, so I'm happy about that. So on day 3, after another 2 hours and 47 minutes, we ended up with 647 kills. And I think really at this point, I have the shortstop pretty much down. I'm still learning the weapon combinations, but I'm not struggling the same way I was on day 1. But I still have some more kills to get, and I want to really try and get better at using the shortstop with the Criticola and really start to become a nightmare for the people I play against. Something interesting I noticed while making this video is that when I did rip people apart with this combo, a few people would swap to use the same weapons against me. This hasn't happened for any other weapon combination I've used in a very long time, so having people swap to the same thing I'm using to try and kill me was quite interesting, and it really shows you just how powerful and probably also tilting this combination of weapons is. Look, day 4 was basically the same as the rest of the days. One thing I did notice though is that I've been pulling together like a lot of pretty good kill streaks with this gun really quickly, and honestly, I feel like I've been pulling together more kill streaks than I do with the scattergun, which is weird. Even on day 1, when I was really struggling with this weapon, I still felt like I was getting some big kill streaks with it. And part of me thinks that's just because you can shoot so fast with it that your damage output, regardless of whether you're hitting every shot or not, is so high. But it was weird to me to see that I felt like I was getting more kill streaks with a gun I'm not that experienced with than I was with the scattergun, which I have almost 15,000 kills on. Definitely interesting. I might have to just test that at some point to see how many kill streaks I get on each weapon in a certain amount of time. That might be quite interesting, but for now, day 4, apart from some decent 7 kill streaks, it wasn't the most eventful day, but we did make some good progress towards getting 1,000 kills. After another 2 hours, we were at 823 kills, so which meant that on day 5, we were absolutely completing this challenge. 10 kills. We've got this, chat. We've got this. It really shouldn't be that difficult. There's one. Okay. 8 more. He's not dead. Okay, 7 more. I killed the sentry gun, but it doesn't count on the kill counter, unfortunately. Okay, we're on a 5 kill streak. Means we've only got 5 kills left. Okay, 4 more kills. We got this. Oh, dude. This challenge is nearly done. This is feeling good. Oh my god, I nearly walked off the edge. Okay, there's 9. 10. We've done it, chat. We've got 1,000 kills on the shortstop. Might even get another one here. No. Oh my god. No, we were on 999. Oh, I miscounted. No. Oh, I've been baited. There we go. There's our 1,000th kill. We did it. We got 1,000 kills on the shortstop. That's a good looking number. Can't lie. Oh, and now I get to just use whatever I want again. So, you know, back to just the normal stuff. So, what have I learned? Well, to start with, the shortstop probably isn't my least favorite scout primary weapon anymore. I have no idea what it would be now, but the shortstop has shot up the rankings, to say the least. I now know more about how to control the weapon and use it more effectively with other weapons that the scout can use, and to be honest, I want to do more of this. Learning the weapons for the classes that I play a lot, but the weapons I don't normally use a lot. I definitely think if you're like me and you don't really like the shortstop because of the way it feels or the way it shoots, try it out. Maybe even buy yourself a strange shortstop and get 1,000 kills with it. I promise you, you will learn this weapon really well and you will actually really start to enjoy using it. I've shocked myself over these 5 days I've been using this weapon because I just didn't think I would like it at all. And honestly, I really did. I really enjoyed using it. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff from me, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.